Hello, 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 my beauties. Welcome to my live. I'm Viv, and I'm here today to chat a little bit. Okay, this is live, so there's not any editing or B-roll. B-roll means like other like images floating through. It's just me and you, and I clearly emptied the pot already of chamomile ginger tea with fresh chamomile, little flowers, and honey. And I've got my adult-ish cup, my current favorite cup, as I move around. So welcome. And yeah, typically I go live on Sunday. And I hope you guys had a really nice Valentine's weekend. Now, I truly, truly want to know, hey, if you're just joining, I want to know in the comments or in the chat. And if you are watching me live, please say hello. Okay. I got that from Stephanie Perry, and I do like it because you don't want me just sitting in a room with a dark green wall by myself. Let me know you're here. Say hi. Actually, let me tilt my camera just a little bit. Yeah, you can see part of the clock there. So how was your weekend? Now, for me, it's already evening at 7:30, and I'm not like going back out to do anything. So I'm coming from that perspective that the weekend is over, but I know that's not the case. Some of you may still be celebrating. So I'd love to know, yeah, how the weekend was for you. And I apologize. You can see in my glasses the screen. And so it's like, unless I always go like this or duck down or go up, it's going to be like weird. You'll see the reflection. Let me see if I'll turn the light of the screen down a little bit. Yeah, that helps a lot. Anyway, yeah, how are you guys? How are you doing? So I am slow traveling, and I did want to let you guys know, the community members coming in. Um, so in about a month, God goddess willing, I should be traveling to a new country that I have never been to, and I'm gonna keep you guys up to date on it. I'll probably say what it is, and I might have mentioned it before. I definitely think I mentioned thinking about it before, but yeah, and I may say it during this live. So listen, what I would love to do is what I do on some of the Sunday lives. I am a spiritual teacher. I'm trained in yoga and meditation and holistic wellness from various systems. But what I like to do that's nice and easy for the lives is to pull some cards. Okay, so this is one deck I have, the Crystal Medicine Oracle. You guys have seen it before. It's a deck of round cards, and it's just a way for me to tap into intuition. And often the ladies, mostly who show up live, really enjoy that. And I also have the Pocket Animal Spirit deck. I know that eye is kind of scary. It's supposed to be the eye of a dragon, but I love this box. So those of you who've come to my lives before, you've seen this. This is like a little travel version of the Wild Unknown Pocket Animal Spirit deck by Kim Kranz. So I have those, and what I also have today is I can also pull tarot, but like I'm going to pull it digitally, so I won't be able to hold it up. Okay. So yeah, let's see who is here. It feels like it's a bit quiet today. And again, it's probably the weekend. Um, it's probably because it's Valentine's weekend and there's a lot going on. Now that I am spending this time out of the United States, I really, really see you guys. And again, let me know if the replay folks talk back to me. I want to know what you're thinking. Um, and most of the folks will see this. You'll see this on the replay. But I just feel like when I look back and try to connect with my friends in the US, one, there's a big time difference. There's like a 5-hour difference, but I just feel like everybody's like so busy or preoccupied or stressed in the US right now. And as I'm speaking, it's mid-February. Okay. And I don't know if the year of the fire horse has begun. Let me look that up. But I'm feeling it, you guys. I'm having trouble sleeping because I have too much energy. Let's see. Year. Okay. Fire horse year starts. Let's see. Starts on the 17th. Wow. I talked about this briefly in another video, but I'm going to just share with you guys what just comes up. So the fire horse, it begins February 17th. Again, it's the 15th today. So just like anything, there's a, it starts to appear. It doesn't just like drop down, right? The energy starts to shift. So I want to say, like, for the last 2 days, I have not been able to sleep well because I'm just energized, not in it's hard to explain, just in a good way, but it's like it literally almost feels like, and I hope I'm not becoming like manic, what is it? Manic depressive, or what's the other one that's related? Manic, like, oh gosh, where you're really, really high energy and then you kind of crash. But I don't think that's the case. I hope it's not. But I've just had so much energy, especially mental energy. And my body, it's like I haven't wanted or needed as much sleep. Let me know if you guys are having that, okay? And again, the year of the fire horse starts on the 17th officially. Okay. And it, of course, picture a burning horse, right? But like that's the energy of it. It's not like burning to die. It's like burning as like fuel and it's running, right? So it's going to be very intense. And I think I'm already feeling it. So I would love to know how you guys are feeling. If any of you are already feeling that. Okay. So, hey, I see the numbers are going up. Just a reminder, I always, almost always on Sundays do a live unless I'm like in the middle of like being on a train or something, like I just couldn't help it. So I will keep doing my Sunday lives. So yeah, we're going to talk about how to bring more love, and I have 3 sets of cards. I have, like I was just showing, I have one that's like shamanic with animal guides, animal spirits. I have one that's more like messages, um, personal power, funny comes up. Personal power. Hold on, let me turn it so you can see it. So I have this deck, and I also can pull digitally a tarot deck, but I can't hold it up. I'll just tell you and talk about what it is. So let me know, those who are here. I'll start. If you want me to do a reading around increasing love, and what do I mean by that? I really don't just mean romantic love, because I know a lot of you might already be partnered. That's fine. That's good. Actually, right? If you want to be, but maybe the relationship isn't as loving or as exciting or as nurturing as you want. So that's what I'm talking about today. Is I'm going to use my intuition and I will pull a card for you. So just let me know in the chat right here. Okay. And if you're on your cell phone, it's at the bottom of the video. I'm on my laptop. And so you laptop folks, it's over on the side, I believe. Okay. See if you can pull up the chat and let me know, and then we'll see if there's a theme. But I will pull a card for you and maybe go even further and about how to bring more love into your life. So again, romantic love, but also if you're in relationship, more love, more loving friendships, maybe more healing with family, right? Um, so yeah, let me know. I see people lurking, but not saying anything. So guys, I can't see you. My poor dad, I'm going to share stories till somebody asks me to pull a reading. My poor dad, as he got dementia. And I don't know if it was one of the earliest signs, but one of the signs was and I still think it's actually a good question. He would ask, because he loved to sit around and watch TV, in front of the big TV, not as big as they are now, because this is back in the day. Okay. Before flat screens. And he'd say to my mom, Miss Williams, don't judge. My family, my dad always called my mom like by her full like name. Not quite her government name, but whatever. And he'd say, "Can they see us?" He was concerned, and I think that is a dementia symptom that others have as well. But we'd be like, "No, they can't see us." And, and over time, it would become a more frequent question. So I'm saying to you, I can't see you. I can see numbers go up and down. And it's just a small group here. You don't reveal your name, don't reveal any personal information, but let me know if you'd like me to do a card draw for you. Okay? So that's pretty much what I'd planned to do. And I had also planned, like I said, to update you that in about a month I'll be in a brand new country that not a lot of people talk about. So I'll share, I'm not going to share that on this channel. If you're interested, I will share it on my brand new channel called A Quiet Broad Abroad. Okay, that's me, Quiet Broad Abroad. And it's for, did I spell that right? Broad. It's for women over 50 who, and if you want to learn, if you're in your 20s, that's fine, but it's aimed primarily, my new channel, at women over 50 who are either relocating, immigrating, expatting, maybe moving abroad, for this season of their life. Okay. So if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in following my travels around, definitely check out that channel or become a channel member. And the channel members get extra perks. And as I'm going to teach some yoga classes online, I will let it be free for the members, for the channel members. Okay. So yeah, I see a couple of you are here. And maybe you're just sitting there, just staring, taking me all in. I don't know. If you would like a card draw, yes. Break through the screen. What do they call that? The fourth wall. Like, yes, yes. Okay, so shard. Oh wait, hold on, you guys. It's so small, and I've dulled my screen. Let me show you. So this is my screen at full light, and you can see how, right? It's like, but if I'm dimming my screen, so it makes it even harder for me to read. Chardays, 252. I am doing really well. I am doing really well. Let me know if you would like a card draw on how you can bring more love into your life, because that's the theme. That is the theme. That's all I got. And I don't know, I don't know if I want to, because this channel isn't so much about travel, so I don't know if I want to like tell you more about that. But I did, while I wait for somebody to tell me if they would like a reading, I did visit, I was going to say Cambridge, but no, I visited Oxford. I visited Oxford. Was it Oxford or Cambridge? Oh my gosh. I visited, I think it's Oxford. I mixed them up because I think those are the two. Anyway, the British, you've seen it in movies, you guys, like, and in Harry Potter. So, okay, so as Rashida Dow just said on her video, one of you or more are smart and you'll know what I'm talking about. Which college campus in the UK, university campus, was featured in Harry Potter? Was it Oxford or was it Cambridge? So I went to visit Magdalen College, which is part of, I believe, Oxford. I can't, yeah, anyway. And it was so beautiful, you guys. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. And Harry Potter filmed, scenes in different historic buildings. It was beautiful. Like that old, like you see in movies, like the wood paneling, um, the carved, like it's wood and it's carved out. And they had like literally in the cafeteria, they had paintings of like Queen Elizabeth I and all these other like, you know, people from back hoity-toity, as people used to say, on the walls. And it was the cafeteria, but it was beautiful. And I walked also around the cloisters, again, of either Oxford or Cambridge, because now I can't remember because they're pretty similar. They'd hate me for saying that, but they're rivals. I'm pretty sure they're the two different main universities in the UK, but so beautiful. I went into this chapel, you guys, and it was weird. All of a sudden, the organ started playing. You can't make this up. So I'm in there, and all of a sudden, I hear, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I don't see anybody playing the organ. So it was like weird. I was like, are they fixing it or are they like, is the organist practicing? It was beautiful. I got to peek in. You couldn't go in, and they still have services there in this. I guess it's the Church of England, right? And so each college had its own chapel where the kids could go for worship. And so it had two rows facing each other and these gorgeous carved wood seats and pews, but like facing each other. And then like the altar or whatever up at the front. Beautiful, really, really beautiful. But I asked, there was a girl like there doing some restoration of something, and I went up to her 'cause she was like holding a ladder. And I was like, excuse me, because I didn't want to surprise her, you guys, right? Because she's holding the ladder steady for some guy. So I can't went around to kind of see me. And then I go, excuse me. And she's like, oh. And I said, can I go in? Can I go into the chapel area? And she's like, no. And I was like, okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And I just peeked in, and it had like these wooden, almost like prison bars, but made of wood, and you could see in. Just beautiful. Like I said, Harry Potter was filmed in various of the colleges. So I walked around what's called a cloister. Okay, Shard, I definitely will do a reading for you. I walked around a cloister, and it was basically like an open courtyard, like a square that had a beautiful lawn, and then you could just walk the perimeter in like a covered passageway with like beautiful wooden ceilings and really nice, like from the like 1500s, 1600s. Anyway, so I'm going to pull a card, and for those of you watching in the future, often a theme will come up. So I'm going to tune in right now to Shard, and I'll put you here, just shortening your name. And Shard, I'm going to tune in. And the theme that I have chosen is how can you bring more love in your life? And so I think for you, I'm going to pull from this deck, from the Crystal Medicine deck, because girl, you know I have different decks. I had like an Oshun deck, I had some goddess decks, but I couldn't travel with all of them. So I literally bought these once I got to the UK. I didn't want to rebuy a deck I already had, so I bought new decks, if that makes sense. So I'm going to pull for you, and let's see if there's a theme that comes up, because often when I do these lives, a theme will come through, a repeating theme for not just those who are here live, but for those of you who watch later. So this is how can Shard bring more love in all different ways into her life? What does she need? Okay, this card comes forward. What is this? Oh my goodness. This is bizarre. I know it's sort of strange looking. I'm not sure. I don't 100% love the art on these cards, but the messages are fine. So you got Crystal Blessing, Shard, and that literally has to do with working with crystals. And it says this older woman is just representing not a real woman, but the like spirit of crystals, or the personification or the wisdom of crystals of all sorts. So this card is definitely about, you may have an ability or a connection to working with crystals, whether it's quartz crystal or amethyst or rose quartz. And it says grandmother crystal deva. A deva is almost like an angel, like the spirit of a thing. Okay, so I'm going to read you what it says. Hey, if you're just joining, I'm doing individual, like mini readings about how to bring more love into our life. So this is also number 8, which always makes me think about infinity and flow. And so Shard, this is what it says. You've drawn this card today to bring your attention. It's time for you to be honored for who you are and all that you do on the planet. It's a time of divine crystal blessings. You have been working very hard. And like I said, I literally got this card earlier today. So right there already we have a theme, okay? Because I only pulled 2 cards today, and this was one of them, was this very same card. And I'll show you a pretty crystal that is in the space where I'm in. It's not something I bought. I don't know if it's just an agate that's split open, but it's from, in this home, they collected crystals, and this is from one of their collections. It's really very beautiful. And I had bought, while I was traveling, like a twin, interesting, like a double double quartz. Can you see that? So, Shard, you're being told, again, work with crystals, but it says the message is you've been working very hard in your life, and the fruits of your labor have not gone unseen. So it's a card, it really is a card of like blessing. So it's coming forward. It's time to stop and receive all the goodness that you have created in your life. Your prayers have been answered and your dreams are becoming a reality. So it's really quite a beautiful card. It's basically, yeah, crystal blessing that the beings, there are in some cultures, crystals are considered like beings, like stone beings, right? The way trees are beings. Crystals are also beings, right? They're animal beings. So that's saying for you potentially work with crystals, and also that some sort of change is coming as a result of how you've lived your life, Shard, is what I'm getting. Yeah. Yeah, it's as a result of what you've done. So it's almost like a karmic positive. Um, have you been working hard on a project? So I'll read some more. Are you praying for a miracle? Have you been feeling a little lost and uncertain? Are you waiting for a lucky break? Whatever, wherever is happening for you. Okay, that's not a good, correct sentence. Wherever is happening for you in your life, know that you have entered into a time of divine blessings and everything you touch will turn to gold. Yeah. So in this oracle, Shard, this is one of the, and I, like I said, I pulled this earlier, so I want to say perhaps this is a theme for all of us who view this, because this is the second time today, and I always feel that spirit, when you get a message once, you can pay attention again, depending intuitively on the urgency. But if something shows up twice in a short period, and certainly 3 times, okay, pay attention, because then it is a message. So yes, it feels like you've been going through something. You've been going through a lot, and you've almost kept your goodness, your purity may not be the word, but your pure heart. Okay. And I'm really feeling this Valentine's heart chakra energy. And that's why I've been focused on love in quite a few of my videos lately. So simply by having the intention to receive, you will open the door for all your blessings to come to you. Yeah. So be open to be receptive, be okay with receiving. The sense of this card is that maybe you've been giving a lot, Shard, and let me know if this is true. Like you've been giving a lot and over a long period of time. That's how I interpreted it. And so it's almost like now this is the return. This is you receiving. So yeah, I'm glad. I think that is the theme, and that might be what Spirit wanted me to bring forward. So, not everybody vibes with crystals, but I think if you do, you can, if you even have one now and you just want to sit with me, because this really may be just the message, because I come here very intuitively. You could put it in the center of your palm, and there is a chakra in the center of our hands, and it actually connects with the heart protector meridian or the heart governor meridian. And so I've put my crystal, if you'd like to do this even in the replay, if you have a crystal, just maybe put it in your left hand. Right? Left hand coming up closer to the heart, and then put your right hand underneath. And I also, the left hand is where the feminine's receptive. Most of us don't tend to use our left hand like actively, like our right. So Shard and anyone watching in the replay, maybe take a crystal and just place it in the center of your left palm. And just see if you can begin. Keep it, if you can place your hands such that they're close to also your third chakra. So you would be working with the energy of the third chakra at the navel, around that area, and then the heart chakra. So right one above the other, right? So place it in the center of your left palm. This can work with any crystal, and just maybe tune in. So I'm not going to tell you what this or that crystal means. This is more being shown to just really sit with the crystal. And often what comes up is, because you're working with something that, It's been within the earth for, what, millions of years, like how many years, right? The pressure it took to create this. Whoops, I thought wasn't holding it high enough so the camera could see it. Think about the pressure that built this in the earth and how many years it sat and was worked on to create this beauty. And so its energy is often more, I feel like it's more a direct knowing or like an image. So see, as you sit with your crystal, is there a message for you? It might be just an energetic message. Some of you may feel tingling at the crown of the head. Again, I'm holding a clear quartz, which definitely would resonate with the crown chakra. And so notice whatever crystal you're holding. Do you notice it resonating at any particular part of your body? So at the crown, at the third eye, at the throat. The throat, by the way, is an overlooked chakra that's very, very important. It has a lot to do with purity, has a lot to do with creativity as well, like higher creation and creativity. The heart chakra, of course, the third chakra, which is about having a healthy sense of yourself, a healthy sense of not pride, but a healthy sense of your importance. Then you have the sacral chakra, and then you have the root chakra at the base of the body. So let's just spend another minute. You're holding a crystal in your hand, in your palm, and through that center of the palm, that center, can you see this? The center of the palm. This is not my fuzzy tail. Okay. You can feel perhaps a particular chakra being activated or cleared. So again, crystals are a very subtle energy. Notice if you feel any tingling anywhere in your body, maybe opening up, because as I said, this center palm links with an energy meridian that is the heart protector, heart governor, it's called, or pericardium. You can look that up if you like. So if you've ever gone for acupuncture, this is like one of the energy lines that when they stick the needle, they're trying to get more chi. They're trying to almost call the chi to that area by putting a needle. It's like if somebody hits you, right, you're like, oh, you bring attention. So in the same way, the center of the palm is a point on that heart governor meridian. And I have you holding your crystal in your left hand, again, to tune in and connect with the heart energy. And just notice and feel. Perhaps you feel, for some of you, for those of you who are sensitive, you might feel with this very straightforward practice, you might feel the energy of that crystal being, right? It's not, able to walk like a human or like a tree, sort of, sway. I mean, it's very specific type of energy. But it's said that there are ancient civilizations that worked with crystals to build things, to manifest. Okay. So just sitting with your crystal, grab whatever you have. You probably have a rose quartz. A lot of people have a rose quartz. Sometimes it's made into a heart. Maybe you have a little amethyst. Maybe you have obsidian, which is like black, very grounding. Maybe you have a smoky quartz. So just sit with it in this way and see if you notice any shifts in your energy. This can be a very simple way to work with crystals, work with the crystal beings, work with a higher way of knowing, a non-rational way of knowing. What we have to think about, I was just yesterday, spent some time with some folks who were extremely rational, and there's nothing wrong with being rational, but they then automatically negate things that they view as unscientific. And what I would say to that is, if you think even 300 years ago, 400 years ago, a light bulb, which I have on behind me, would have been like witchcraft, right? If I talked about that or had some sort of foreknowledge of that, because it didn't exist, right? So it would have just seemed like fantasy. right? Yet now we take literally flicking a switch and light comes on. I mean, it is like magic, and it would have been unheard of. You know, you could have been hung for talking about that, or even scientifically experimenting before it was like accepted. So I'm just saying, um, you know, crystals are actually used in like radio and used in technology, right? They literally are. So if they can be used in technology, maybe there's a way that our ancestors and our star ancestors worked with crystals that we have lost, that we no longer have as common knowledge. So I feel like that is what I was to share with you. I'm going to read your comments. If there's any other person who's joined who'd like me to do a draw for them, but it seems, I feel like this is it, because as I said, I pulled this card earlier. I also pulled the shaman card earlier, and then I pulled one more, and I was like, what's underlying it? And I got this crystal blessing card. So those of you watching this, that is the message, that there is a sense now that there's going to be a time now that you're receiving. It may be one thing I'm getting for some of you. It may be some great news where you receive something unexpectedly, or it might be a whole period now of your life where you're going into, as we go into this year of the fire horse, where it's your year, right? Um, so yeah, I believe that's my message. I believe that is the transmission here. Let's see what Sade says. Okay. I have been working on projects in school and independently while keeping a steady heart. Oh, that's beautiful. I am ready to receive. So yes, those of you who watch this, that was the message today. It was a singular message, but it's a very powerful message. As I said, I mean, let me read a little bit more of what it says. The ceremonies that you could do for this card that was drawn, which I put back into the deck. I just put it on the top. This card. So again, she represents like the deva, or the spirit of crystals, of all crystals. The ceremony they're giving is: find a quiet place, sit with your eyes closed, ask for a crystal blessing on something in your life. Ask for a crystal blessing on something in your life. Start to relax as you call upon the presence of Grandmother Crystal Deva. Again, this is sort of a shamanic application. A shamanic application is very many religions, especially before the bigger organized religions, we directly communed with spirit, and everything was considered to have a spirit, whether it was a rock, the river, the mountain had a spirit, right? This is an African, this is Native American, this is South American. Around the world, they really saw everything as alive in some way, right? The stars had a spirit, everything was alive. So they're saying, connect into this sort of overarching energy of crystal as a grandmother. Feel the divine presence of this powerful being of love and wisdom. Stay relaxed and open to receive a healing and a blessing. So I think it's so funny because I hadn't actually read that part, and yet I took the crystal and we held it and did it. So if you want to do that again on your own, maybe ask for the crystal blessing in a specific area of your life, whether that's health or love or an insight, career or project insight. You know, ask and you shall receive. I really believe that. And let me know if, yeah, check out my other channel, Quiet Broad Abroad. Again, if you are interested in potentially, something in my eye. Aw. Um, you know, traveling abroad or slow traveling, which is where you spend a month or more in one place and you get to know the place a little more deeply. If you're interested in how I'm affording to do it, I do have a masterclass. I'm going to put it, once I stop the video, I'll put the link below. It's only $25 at this time. And it talks to you about how you could travel for 3 to 6 months. Now, again, if you have a job that you have to be in the US or Canada or a specific location, then it can't work. But if you're either retired or you have some savings, or you can do remote work, I, in my masterclass, explain how you can live abroad without a lot of paperwork for 3 to 6 months and just get a little break. Okay, so if you're interested in that, I'll put the link below. All right, much love, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. I'll have a video out on Thursday, and Shard, if you haven't already seen I have some really sweet meditation. It was like cozy meditation, and I have a wonderful yoga video that is recently up. So check those out. Okay. All right. Bye for now. Be well. Bye.